Hello everyone, welcome back. Once again, today we will be looking at the landscape maintenance on pests and their control. Weeds. To weed or not to weed? The right definition for weeds will be they are growing in places that they are not desired, because what you will consider a plant somewhere else might be considered a weed somewhere else. So we need to understand what weeds we are talking about and how to control them. They can be prolific through their seeds in the autumn or the spring as they give off, or they can be stagnant and just be a problem in your garden and you just can't get rid of something that is troubling you. But I have a measuring rod by saying if I did not plant it and if it's not on the planting plan, then it is a weed and I need to get rid of it. So as you do your maintenance, look on your plan and see, did you plant this plant? If not, it has become an uninvited guest in your garden and you are quite within your rights to get rid of it. Weeds can be classified in two ways. You have your annual weeds, they complete the cycle within 1 year, and you have your perennial weeds, they live for several years, but they will come back over and over again. So be aware of those factors. When choosing your plants, you want to make sure that your plants are disease-free from insects and all sorts of pests that will damage other plants in your newly garden beds. Go to a reputable nursery and check carefully. They tend to be very concerned about things like that. Basic principles. When doing the eradication of the weeds, make sure you are aware of what those pathogens look like. Check your plants for insects' eggs that will be laying around, those little spider mites, things that you see seeds. Try not to purchase plant that already has weeds growing in it. You know that will be a disaster. Get stock that has not been sitting in the nursery for so long. Choose very healthy plants for your clients. Here are some basic principles for controlling the weeds in your garden. You might want to set up a barrier. You might think about manipulating your environment or using chemicals such as sprays and dust to take down the weeds. You may want to plant in such a way that it is closely and densely planted. It naturally helps the weeds not to get in. Further going into the principles of controlling weeds, you may want to change the sort of plants you have in your garden to avoid the weeds choking the plants and causing diseases and insects in your garden. The physical and genetic appearance helps a lot. If things still are very difficult, your last resort will be to use chemicals, insecticides, fungicides, nematicide, antibiotics, and bactericides. Do remember that these chemicals are meant to kill organisms. That's why you have the sides. So they are poisonous to the pests you want to get rid of, animals, and sadly to people. So be very careful how you use them. Herbicide. Formal action taken. You can get selective herbicide or non-selective herbicide. Your non-selective herbicide kills all green plants. The selective herbicide kills some kind of plants but not others. Pre-emergence and post-emergence. These are very useful to understand the timing of spraying them, because if you use your preem in the fall, you will get rid of the spring weeds that will be coming up. And if you use your Prim in spring, you will avoid those summer weeds that will be coming up. So check your labor and look for the right ones that you want to use. There's a wide variety of choice regarding formulas for your landscape depending on the size. Look for the active ingredient, how much you need to apply, and what cost it will be, the safety involved, and the application that will be used. When applying the pesticide formulation, make sure you have someone who is certified as part of your team so that you will get it right and you do not use the wrong product when you have to apply. The timing of the application is very crucial. The solution that you want to use and the amount of concentrate you will be working from is all very important. This is not an area you want to cut corners on. You want to either know your information very well or pay someone who is certified to carry this job out for you. Formulation characteristics. Here is the time you will need someone who has a certified certificate in this area that may be able to best advise you whether to use the dust for a particular place or the flowable suspension or the water dispersible granulars, gels, pellets, whatever you need to be able to have the right formula for the different pesticide that will be suitable for the job that you are undertaking. Integrated pest management. This is a level of controlling the pests by using your plants as well, a more logical and economical way that is best for the environment. So you are able to take the plants you have, once having studied the plants and the characteristics of the plant, you can strategically plant your plant in ways where it controls your weeds and also helps with the insect and disease population within your landscaping bed. Other ways of managing your pest controls will be to use techniques such as the plant extracts, physical features, plant emissions, predators and parasites in terms of the way you cross plant things, host plants, and so many other actions can be taken. The injuries of pests you can see clearly on your trees and your shrubs. This is a signal that you need control and more control to determine how you will monitor things within your landscape. It is very important to educate your customers on the IPM program. There are many workshops nowadays that are coming out that are not very expensive. They are free workshops that are given by the Master Gardener of University of Maryland and other public awareness programs that you can find out there that will tell you about the IP program and take advantage of these things. The customer needs to know it is a new concept. The more awareness that there are out there, the better it will be for the landscaper as well as for the client. In summary, it is always important that landscaper and potentially homeowners be aware of the possibility of these pests and how to grow your plants in a way that the pests are diverted from your plants. As integrated pest management becomes more and more important to homeowners, landscaper will need to decide how they can capitalize on this side of the market. That will be all for today. Goodbye.